Well, hey there. Welcome to VGMporium. I'm your host for the day, Julius Valentino. And I was asked by Rage Cage, your regular host and proprietor of this fine establishment, as well as my employer, asked me to throw together a little list of tunes for you while he's out taking a break. So, would anyone like to hazard a guess as to what Julius Valentino's specialty is? That's right. Sounds at the casino. Be it swanky, smoky, loungy, swinging, all of it jazzy. So yeah, I have some really nice numbers here for you. And this swanky little number that we came in on is Casino Calaveras from Grim Fandango, composed by Peter McConell. And just the sound of this just conjures up the best image I could imagine. Fellas dressed sharp in their white tuxedos. Ladies looking gorgeous in their dresses. All the while, the owner of the joint just on the floor, walking around, shaking hands with folks, shaking on them, making sure they have everything they need. You know, a time when casinos were classy establishments. You know, before they became tacky, filthy, just generally all around unpleasant tourist traps. How I pine to have been born earlier so I could experience that class. But it's about time to get moving on to more music. But, before they do that, I got just one more thing for you. And that is that you may have noticed that my last name is Valentino. That it may sound a little familiar to you. Well, that's because my cousin, Donatello Valentino, you met back in the Valentine's episode, I guess. Now, you may be wondering, why does Donnie sound so funny? Well, that's because maybe when I was about 2 years old, my uncle decided to hop across the pond, go to London, was there for 10 years, came back with a wife and a kid, my cousin Donnie. And for years, my siblings, my other cousins, we tried getting Donnie to talk straight. You know, get rid of that funny little accent he had from across the way. But instead of getting better, he just deteriorated into just the schmaltzy mess that he is today. So, you know, there's no helping him. So yeah, sorry for taking up more of your time. Just had to get that out there. So now, let's get moving on to our next tune. And this one's gonna be a little more laid back. This is The Great Red Spot from Star Cruiser, composed by Toshiya Yamanaka. That snazzy little ditty you just heard was The Great Red Spot from Star Cruiser, composed by Toshiya Yamanaka. There was just one little note that Rage Cage left to me in bold, and it said, include an FM tune. So, here it is for you. Honestly, I believe the boy may have a problem, and he probably should go see someone about it. But anyway, let's talk about this loungy little number here. You know, when you need a break from all the cacophony and high-stakes energy on the main floor, you just need to go take a little time to relax in the lounge. Order yourself a cocktail, have a seat, and just enjoy the relative peace. I personally prefer, for my lounge experience, for just the band to be playing. No singers. You know, they just ruin the mood. But of course, my cousin Johnny, he's the complete opposite. He was actually a lounge singer at one point. That was something. You want to know what else is something? This next ditty I got for you. This is called Let's Swing from Saga Frontier by Kenji Ito. That danceable little number was Let's Swing from Saga Frontier by Kenji Ito and performed by some kind of strange three-headed dog creature, all with fantastic eyebrows. But that aside, you know, it's nice to kind of just relax in the lounge, but it gets really exciting when they decide to clear out the tables and all the chairs and just let people get up and dance and dance. You know, dancing unfortunately isn't for me anymore, but back in the day, I used to be able to do some fancy footwork, that's for sure. You know, now I just sit back and watch the folks dance, and, you know, even though I can't do it no more, that doesn't mean I can't enjoy watching other people enjoy dancing. Actually, that reminds me, one time I had a very interesting conversation while doing just that. You know, another old codger like me, and, you know, we get to talking, and then he just comments saying, "Hey, you know, talking to you, it kind of sounds like you're a weird mix of, you know, Columbo and Fred Flintstone, and even a little bit of Humphrey Bogart," saying I was kind of going back, a little back and forth between them all, and, you know, I just told him, that's the most cockamamie thing I ever done heard. And then we just end up kind of going back and forth about it, getting maybe a little heated about it, realize just how silly it is, laugh it off, and then, you know, as he's going to leave, he turns around and looks at me with the most serious look on his face, raises his martini glass, and says to me, "Here's looking at you, kid," and then drinks the rest of the martini. I don't think I ever laughed that hard in my life. It was pretty damn funny. Yeah, sorry about getting sidetracked down memory lane there. I think it's about time we head back to the casino floor and go to the section that's less visited, at least by the, you know, weekend warrior casino goers, and where the locals, quote-unquote, spend their time. And we're gonna do that with a number called Sultry Nights from God Hand by Masafumi Takada. that sultry tune was, well, Sultry Night from God Hand by Masafumi Takada. You know, if you've ever been to a casino, you know that there's that one section where it's not so well visited. You know, there's usually only maybe a few people there, the quote-unquote locals. And it's not as cacophonous and noisy as the main floor. It's kind of nice. You know, not as big as the swanky tunes of the main floor or as smooth as the lounge tunes. But it has this just like really nice grit. It's just right for this part of the casino. You know, it's kind of dingy, it's smelly, there's not really much class going on here. It's dark, a little dark, but I don't know, just something about it just kind of is relaxing after being around so many people. But if you want to go someplace where you just really want to be left to yourself and just be with your own thoughts, there's usually a bar in the corner of this section of the casino that's more dimly lit. And nobody will bother you there. They all pay their own mind. And the only person that'll talk to you is the fella at the bar. And that's only when you're getting your drink. Otherwise, just you, a little glass of some kind of hard liquor on the rocks, possibly a cigarette, and your thoughts. And the music playing, it's light, and it'd be sounding something like the main theme from L.A. Noir by Simon and Andrew Hale. That smoky number was Main Theme from L.A. Noir by Andrew and Simon Hale. And sure, I know that this doesn't play in any casino or bar or anything, but hey, it sure sets the mood right, doesn't it? And usually there's only a few people in there. You know, the guy down at the end of the bar looks like he lost all his dough and is trying to drown it all away by drinking as much as he can. A dealer who just got done with his shift and is just looking to find some reprieve from all the chaos of the main floor. A cute little dame sitting by the stage there making eyes at the sax player, who I have to say is really good, knows what he's doing. And in the farthest corner of the room, where there's hardly any light, there's usually you can see a silhouette of somebody sitting at one of the tables. And then, there's me, just old Julius Valentino, sitting at the bar, just looking at all the people, enjoying myself, enjoying my thoughts. And truth to tell, I was at some points in my life every single one of these people inside this bar, excepting the dame. But now, it's time to break the illusion, because we're not in a bar. We're at VGMporium, your one-stop shop for all kinds of video game musics. And all the music I just played for you today is actually my old cycle back when I did do casino crawling and everything like that. The main floor, the lounge, the dance, the less explored parts of the casino, and then the smoky bar to just kind of think over the day that I just had. And how I went from that to curating at some big old shop of video game music? Well, that's a story for another day, my friend. For now, I'd just like to thank you for coming on into VGMporium and listening to an old man ramble on. This has been Julius Valentino, and we're going to head back on to Saga Frontier. And I'll leave you off with a swanky number called Baccarat by Kenji Ito. Jeez, I nearly forgot. I just got one more thing to say to you. Keep it classy.